Hey YouTubers, getting ready to put some Plasti Dip on these set of wheels. The difference between the last time I did it and this time is just going to be that I'm not actually masking off any areas. We're just going through a typical application. I've got the matte black Plasti Dip, going to hit it with some Metalizer when it's all done, just to add a little flake to it. This is going to be a winter use application. Picked up these wheels from some dude on Craigslist, 180 bucks for the whole set. I just had to take all the old tires off, get rid of them. Threw some Bridgestone Blizzaks on here. So this is going to be my on again, off again winter set for my vehicle. Anyway, just wanted to take you through a few things. It's not a lot that you haven't seen before, but the main reason I'm really doing this is because if you notice, there's a lot of kind of corrosion, pitting on here, and they look a little rough, a little ragged, worse for wear. They're just tired. They're, you know, about 10 years old from the vehicle they came off of. So anyway, I figured I'd throw some Plasti Dip on them, clean up the appearance of them a little bit, and might help prolong the life of them before I can do a more permanent fix like powder coating or total refinishing. But anyway, I spared you guys the intro part of the video where I actually took a brass wire brush and cleaned up what I could to knock off the little loose bits on here, and wiped them down with some denatured alcohol to get rid of any dirt and residual you know, stuff that you don't want on there when you're getting ready to paint them. So now that that's all done, getting ready to spray them. Now I put a little bit of tape on here just because overspray on your tires is a real pain in the butt to remove, except for where it's thick enough that you can just peel it off, but you get like that fine amount on here and it's just a hard thing to get rid of. So I'm just going to kind of minimize what I have to do to get that off of there from past experiences. I know some people use like index cards, some people put like tire shine on there because the Plasti Dip won't stick to it. I'm not saying any of those are wrong, this is just the way I'm doing it that I'm familiar with, so bringing you guys in on it. So anyway, we're gonna get going here. We got 4 of these babies lined up. I'm gonna start shooting and let her rip. So here goes something. It's like Fonzie says in all his videos, you're looking for like 50% transparency, not like total coverage or anything. Seems like it's coming out kind of globby out of this spray nozzle though. Weird, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. I'd say that's good for a first coat on that one. Second coat going on. You can see too, the first coat, you know, it's just kind of light. There's a lot of visible like original surface on there, so the second coat will start to really kind of cover it up a little bit more. Here goes coat number 3. I bought one of these trigger sprayers just to kind of curry some favor. We'll see. I don't know if it affects the spray pattern at all. I guess it shouldn't, but we'll see. coat for. Here goes. I think that'll do it. 4 coats is about all I think it's going to need, so we're going to let this dry overnight. Tomorrow I'm going to hit it with some of this silver flake metalizer just to try something different. I've never used it before, but we'll see what that looks like. We'll put it all together and see what happens. Okay, so we ended up doing 5 coats on these wheels total. It came out pretty good. I was surprised to find, though, that there's quite a bit of texture on these as opposed to the last time that I used it. I don't really know exactly why it was. Perhaps it had something to do with these different spray nozzles from the type that I used years ago when I tried this versus my personal technique. I don't really know exactly what's at fault here, but it is what it is. It has this texture, no big deal. The overall coverage looks good. It didn't hide all the blemishes that were on these wheels because of the pitted and corroded finish that was already on there. And you can see kind of some of this stuff. You know, it covered it, but it didn't hide it altogether. You can kind of see on some of these other ones it's more obvious. Anyway, it came out pretty good otherwise. Covered evenly. So I'm going to throw some of this silver metalizer on there and just kind of see what that does for it. I haven't done any yet. This is just black. The video doesn't really do it justice. The lighting in here is not the best either, but it is what it is, so you get what you get. So anyway, I've shaken up this metalizer. I'm going to throw some of that down on it, see how that comes out, and yeah. The proof is in the pudding, so they say. I've shaken it up real good, and we're ready to go. Oh wow. Are they metallic? Yeah. It might not be so visible on the video, but man, this stuff is like very sparkly. I feel like I just bedazzled the wheels. I don't know. Well, it's different, that's for sure. Anyway, we'll see. See if you can even see the difference there. I don't know. You can kind of see it on there versus without. No, I think I kind of liked it better without. Oh well. Anyway, that's what's up. So after I did the 1 coat of the metalizer, I decided that I liked its appearance overall, so I went ahead and did all 4 of them. A couple things of note: it does a good job of kind of hiding the texture of the Plasti Dip, and it smoothed out the finish overall. It also does a pretty good job of minimizing, at least in my instance here, the oxidation of the aluminum and the failed clear coat. It kind of hides it. I mean, it's still there. You got to be looking for it to see it, but it's much less visible overall, so that was kind of nice, a welcome surprise. So that was pretty cool. One other thing I noticed too, there's a lot of natural light coming in here this morning, and you can see how on this wheel it looks a lot more like a gunmetal gray or silver, whereas this one looks a lot more dark.
So I have a feeling that once they're actually bolted onto the vehicle, depending on your vantage point, it's going to change the appearance of the wheel, which is also kind of cool. Seems like black wheels these days are a dime a dozen on cars and trucks. You know, I'm not saying it's bad and I don't like it. Obviously, I painted mine black too. But I like that this just offers something a little bit different. So anyway, different strokes for different folks, I guess. This is my experience with it. It's my understanding that this Metalizer is essentially glossifier with metal flake added to it. So I'm not going to go ahead and add any more glossifier to it. I like the finish as it is. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm going to let this stuff cure, peel the tape off, peel the excess overspray around the tire, and be done with it, and put these wheels and tires on once the snow flies here. Anyway, I hope that this video has provided some insight and useful information to you guys and girls. Feel free to leave some comments. Ask me any questions you like. I'd be happy to answer them as promptly as I can. So, alright, y'all take care. Thanks, Plasti Dip.